Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, the Nigerian businessman turned politician, is a household name in most parts of the country. He has a reputation for hogging the limelight and being a dogged fighter, even when he's confronted by former business allies such as Cosmas Maduka and the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, which he sued over a 135 billion naira debt owed by the company he founded, Capital Oil and Gas Limited. He currently represents Anambra South Senatorial District in the National Assembly and is the candidate of the Young Progressives Party in the Anambra State governorship election slated for November 6th. However, like other candidates billed to contest in the poll, his political campaigns in the state have been low-key due to the security threat posed by purported members of the outlawed Indigenous People of Biafra and its militia outfit, the Eastern Security Network. Undeterred, Ubah has had to resort to unusual tactics to get the votes of the people. One of such tactics entailed him taking his electioneering to the Alaba International Market in Lagos, which is dominated by traders of Southeast origin. Just last Thursday, a day before his graduation from the Bayes University with a law degree, he tried to gain access to the Federal High Court, Abuja, where the trial of the IPOB leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was ongoing. According to Ubah, he had gone to the court to get his application requesting for an order to visit the IPOB leader heard, but was prevented from accessing the court. Now joining us from Abuja to talk to us about his vision for Anambra State, the security situation in the southeast, and if he thinks it can whip up sentiment by aligning with Nnamdi Kanu in the run-up to the election, is Senator Ifeanyi Ubah. Good morning, Senator, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, Senator, good morning. First, congratulations on your law degree from Bayes University. I hope, as we say, as we say on this program, that has implications. Once you take a degree or achieve something, you celebrate it. But we congratulate you. But quickly, you've been quoted as saying that by 7 p.m. on November 6th, you are sure of being the next governor of Anambra State. What gives you that confidence, considering the fact that the fight for that position is a really heavy fight from all indications? Why do you think you are the best man for the job?
Well, Ruben, I worked hard, and then among all the contenders, I think I've worked harder than any of them, and I believe also the people are with me. I have so many indications that's leading to such. I'm not being boastful about it. It's a reality. No other contestant have gone to 21 local governments. I did it 2 months ago, ahead of everyone. And, Anambrians know. And then maybe when I was doing that, they never believe. It's like if I knew what is going to happen today. So I have done my sensitizations more than any other person. I have gone outside the shores of the country. I have also done my sensitization, going to Lagos as well. I have also done sensitization campaign rigorously in Lagos. And then I don't have any doubt that I won't emerge the governor come 6th of November. And I am sure, even if you come to Anambra State, I have the biggest cult followers among the youths and then also the electorate. So I don't want to talk so much. We've done what no one has done. And in all ramifications of campaigning, electioneering, we are leading. And they are copying us, they are following us. So I'm reluctant to hype myself, to grant interviews. I'm focused on what I'm doing back home because election, this politics is very local, and what we are doing is grassroots. I am the king of grassroots in Anambra politics, and I'm sure you know about this very well. Thank you, Ruben.
Right, so I want to ask you a cocktail of IPOB-related questions. Firstly, how sure are you that the elections on November 6th will actually hold, given that IPOB, through their spokesperson, Emma Powerful, has demanded that their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, is released by November 4th, or else there will be a one-week lockdown, which will obviously affect the elections on November 6th, assuming that that lockdown is followed, as we've seen in the southeast of late. You also have sought a court order granting you access to the detained Nnamdi Kanu. And you have said that if he's released, that will put an end to insecurity in the southeast. Whereas the presidency has said that if Nnamdi Kanu is tried, it will put an end to IPOB. How do you make sense of all these different strands here?
Well, you must understand that Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of followership in the southeast region. So the government should take him serious. But we are engaging, we are looking at political solution to this issue. We are engaging with IPOB, explaining them the importance of this election. And I am sure between now and the election day, we'll have a truce. And the most important thing is that election is constitutional. We will go and conduct election, and then I am also very much sure that there will be peaceful election in Anambra State.
Well, Senator, two things. If I may piggyback on this IPOB point that Tundun raised. When you went to court to ask that you should be granted access to Nnamdi Kanu in custody, you said as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you have that right to ask to see a detained person. But the Constitution is very clear. Section 36 of Section 4 grants the court the right, and the grounds are stated there clearly, on the basis of which a court can restrict access to a court of law or to proceedings. But you said as a senator, I don't think, well, where that came from. I don't know where that came from, whether special privileges are granted as senators of the Federal Republic. And then second, another major issue with regard to your campaign was that it was reported, the video was circulated, that you were campaigning in Lagos, Alaba International Market, far away from Anambra State where the election will take place. How about that as a strategy, considering the fact that many of the persons in Alaba Market may not even be part of the voting process if it takes place on November 6th?
Well, the first one is as a senator of the Federal Republic, I think that is my notations in my affidavit. That gives me a privilege, not just a privilege, as a constituted authority. I have the right to listen to my constituents, their demand, and if I'm asked by my constituents to see how we can bring a solution, a political solution to this issue, I think I should go. And then I sworn an affidavit to that, citing my position. That is what any other person can do in Nigeria, so it shouldn't be politicalized. There's no doubt that I am not a senator of the Federal Republic, and then I indicated it in my affidavit. So that is it. It's not that I'm mandating the court to grant me access. I obeyed the instructions from the hierarchies of DSSS to approach the court. And then, if you are approaching the court, you are filing a motion. You have to also include your affidavit. So that is what we have done in court, and then we are waiting for the proceedings. I haven't done that, and I'm also believing that they will grant my plea, my motion. And also coming to Alaba Market, or not only Alaba Market, we visited Ladipo Market, we visited Coca Market, we visited Oduade Market, Orile Market, and then Trade Fair Market, Aspanda, and as well as Alaba. You know that there's a chunk of a lot of our people in Lagos State, and they make some source of livelihood of our people back home. Is generated through that means, and then they have what it takes to change the tide during the elections, and that is why experience is very, very important in this business. So why would we take our campaign to far America if it's not that? Because those people in America also send money back home. So they have control over the people they are also taking good care of back home. So it's not just about going to Lagos to campaign. I have gone to 6 states in America, which none of the contestants have gone to. I've been to Maryland, I've been to New Jersey, been to New York, been to California, been to Houston and Atlanta. So 6 states in America I have campaigned. I've gone to Turkey to campaign. So we can go anywhere to campaign. Today, you can also see that the other contestants are following the trend. They are following me. They are coming. All of them have trooped down to Lagos, but they can't do what I did because as a trader, I understand. I have bond. I have relationship with these markets. I have intervened one way or the other, in some of their problems and prides in Lagos. So I have my way better than some of my contestants. But like I said earlier, I am not the boastful type. I focused on what I'm doing because relatively they call me someone from they call us YPP, relatively unknown party. But we defeated all these big major parties during my senatorial contest. And if we can do it within the senatorial contest, why can't we do it now?
And yet, you were booed at Alaba Market and stopped from campaigning. Can you tell us about that? And what exactly is the essence of going as far as the US or Turkey? Is it anything more than some kind of junket all over the place? What does it actually achieve for your campaign? Does it actually get people to put their thumbprint by YPP? What's the essence?
You are not a politician.
Certainly not.
The day you want to become a politician, you come for a consultation. So let's leave that for me, okay?
No, I'm not going to leave it. I think you can answer the question.
No, I just have to put it to you. I wasn't bold in Alaba. People have the right to send messages from social media, wherever they are, put anything on there, but I can't see any picture of my person being bold or being. They were chanting. They asked me. My people from my constituents asked me about Nnamdi. What am I doing? I told them I'm walking, and you can see I'm also walking. They started chanting his name, and then he's a major force to reckon with in Nigeria. Please, nobody should doubt about that. And he has followership. And then, if that is what makes them happy, I mean, I have to be with them. And there is no, it is only people, politicians, oppositions that may want to twist. Why didn't they twist Alaba? Why are everybody talking Alaba? Why are you not talking Ladipo? The Igbos in Ladipo are probably more than the Igbos in Alaba. Why are they not talking the one in Balogu? Why are they not talking Coca? Why are they not talking? Why is it only Alaba everybody's talking about? So can you combine the forces of Male Ladipo, Coca, Odunade, Orile, Balogu, and then compared to what everybody is insinuating? Please, let me just be, please. Let me just just watch and see what's going to happen on the 6th of November. Thank you.
Okay, Senator, 2 quick things. You talked about Professor Charles Soludo's manifesto when he released that 72-page document. You said it was empty and full of linguistic, is it bombastics or gymnastics? I think you used the word gymnastics. But I guess many people in Anambra will be more interested in your own manifesto, what you intend to do for them, what your priorities are. And secondly, another issue that has come up with regard to your candidacy is that your matter with AMCON, Access Bank, 135 million. Don't you think that that has been a major disadvantage for your campaign? What are the issues? Where are we with that?
You need a second consultation. Let me go straight to what you at the first question. I said that as at the time I asked Professor Soludo, whom I have a lot of respect for, his manifesto. I asked him to present his manifesto within 48 hours, and that was approximately 2 months, about a month or 2 months ago. And I also quote that I am sure that by the time I am saying this, that Prof has no manifesto, and that was true. He has no manifesto. So the manifesto he's using today, I'm sure it was copied from my manifesto and hurriedly packaged. And then there is an indication on page 11 that points to that, which shows where he bought something in a local market and which was highly advertised. And how come that content came out on page 11 on his manifesto, which was 3-4 weeks back when I asked him to present his manifesto and come for personal debate. I don't want to say so much on this. Like I said, there's no monopoly of wisdom to any person in this world. We will have a debate, and then when we get to debate, which I'm sure you people are coming for, then you give us ample time to narrate, to discuss our manifesto, and then also look at practicality of the manifesto, not theories and then vocabularies and things that, for me, does not make up in today's Anambra State. Our people have suffered so much, and we need a pragmatic leader that will change the narrative, especially the economy, security, and also the healthcare, education of my people. That is where we are going to.
Yeah, I asked you about the AMCON matter.
Coming to the second,
135 billion.
Coming to the second, come to the second matter you asked me. Let me state categorically my relationship with AMCON. Far back, we invested in line with government policy of deregulation. We bought about 19 vessels from America. We bought a very large crude carrier, VLCC. We converted it to premium product carrier, which is the biggest cargo vessel in Nigeria. We had, when the former finance minister, Okonjo-Iweala, CBN Governor Sanusi, and the former Minister of Petroleum engaged in going for town hall meetings. And we were informed about the deregulation. So as a businessman, we took position in line with government policy agenda. And we invested massively towards that policy. And when that deregulation was enacted by Mr. President, and there was a backlash, and then a riot in Ojota, which I think Save Ojota riot, that popular Ojota riot, and then the decision or the deregulation was reversed. And when such a thing happened, then that is what we call government policy somersault. So we approached AMCON, and we had understanding with AMCON on what they will do for us, and they will give us $100 million, and then we will also put in collateral to them. Which we did. We brought out the collaterals, investment we've done, the vessels, even other collaterals we gave to AMCON, and then AMCON asked that I should stay to manage the money and drop politics. And if I'm to go into politics, then AMCON should manage the company. So I took the second option. I told them that because before then there was a lot of insinuations here and there, subsidies, and I said, okay, AMCON manage. I am not the man that talks so much. I have never gone to the news to discuss this. This is probably maybe the first time I'm doing that. So and then AMCON through instrumentality, then Chikobi, brought in a man called Ryan Johnson, an American, who managed Capital Oil for 2 years. And the essence of us allowing them to manage was for them to, if there was any leaking, if there was any skeleton in Capital Oil, if there was any bad agenda, if there was anything, let them unearth it, because AMCON being a government agency. So they came there, fired my family members, and then managed the company for 2 years. But unfortunately, at the agreement, which was contained in a consent judgment, which was an agreement by two of us, and then the laid-down rules were also laid, was not adhered to. So after 2 years, our company was handed over to me. If there was anything wrong, then it wouldn't have been handed over to me. So they managed it for 2 years, and then I came back to take over the management, and I asked where, because the money was not injected. And probably they were having some challenges, or why the money wasn't injected. Anyway, we sued AMCON to court. Nobody ever today is still in federal high court here under Justice Taiwo. The case is there. We sued AMCON for 150 billion, and nobody is saying this. So it's not about AMCON. AMCON were making quotations from their own positions and all this thing. But at the end of the day, it's a commercial issue which we are resolving with AMCON. And there is no 100 and something million. Our securities are with AMCON, our collaterals are with AMCON. You can't run a company, you cannot owe any government agency without having enough security. The matter is before the Supreme Court. When we approached the High Court, we won in High Court. AMCON appealed. And then the appeal was that we did not give them a pre-action notice. And then it wasn't pleaded because there was a Supreme Court authority which says that you don't need to give government pre-action notice because that was an agreement which should be adhered to. So Supreme Court, 12th of January this year, said that we have a case which will move our appeal to Supreme Court. But in between that line, we are also negotiating with AMCON. And then we have been able to see some areas we have not done well, some areas I'm not. We are coming to resolve this matter. We have gotten almost 90-95% of the issues. So the company is very strong. The company has a very strong asset, strong base asset network. We probably have the biggest tank farm. We own the biggest tank farm in Nigeria, the biggest truck park, the biggest fleet of vehicles, and then our investment in Nigeria, in the downstream sector of Nigerian economy, cannot be disputed. So, and then also, Capital Oil and Gas is not the only company under our group. We have First Nigeria Independent, IPMA Petroleum, Oil Force, and so many, Huasca Petroleum. So people, how have one been surviving? How have one been involved in politics? So that is something that I have also resigned, and I'm focusing on my projections. Then on Access Bank, Kocharis, I want us to say, because I don't know much about it, this matter between Access Bank and Kocharis was resolved probably, I think, on the 9th of February 2013. To be precise, the lawyer to Access Bank was the former president of MB's, Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Paul Usulu, a senior advocate of Nigeria. So you can ask him, you can ask Access Bank, you can ask Kocharis, and I don't think that anybody has ever mentioned that there was an issue since 2013, and I have said it. We had a big case. We had a case in London. We have a case in Belarus, Greece, in Netherlands, in South Africa, and all was withdrawn. And I can say I was compensated very well. And then also all that I said then was true. Government paid me all my subsidies by the grace of God, and then AMCON paid them. So if AMCON paid them then, and then AMCON paid them in 2013, and the case is closed. So please, people should, politics in Nigeria is dirty, but I'm a man that understands my way. I'm a very careful person, and then I say things the way they are, and that is what has kept me afloat till date. So I'm not, those things, or those insinuations, really, it's not anywhere near truth, and what matters is, whenever there's politics, you see things coming up, and then, but it's part of the politics for me. That's it.
Well, thank you for that clarification, Senator Ubah. You addressed the question I was actually going to ask you about Access Bank and Cosmas Maduka. But at this point, we'll take a short break. Please stay with us. We'll be back with more with Senator Ubah. Welcome back to the Morning Show here on Arise News. Still with us is Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, YPP's candidate for the Anambra elections holding on November 6th. Senator Ubah, you made reference earlier to the limitations, in your view, of the manifesto of Charles Soludo. Can you take us through your manifesto and what you have to offer the people of Anambra State?
Well, like I said, I am coming from a very different position, looking at our people and looking at how we can, develop where our people have vast interest in economy, in business, in other relative endeavors in Nigeria. And we are going into, we want to create what we call a commercially inclined governance, where we can support businesses to grow, where we can also take a chunk of businesses that the bank runs for our people, and then as a government, we support them and we give them a necessary guarantee to do this business. We want to look at how we can also bring our people back home and then create an enabling environment, create an inland container terminal in our place where our people can have better dividends compared to what they are getting elsewhere. We want to look at this and then use this as a booster to our IGR. We want to engage with people in diaspora, partner with them in a serious form and transparent manner, and then, get them to partner with the government. We want to look at how we can take certain critical interventions in health, bringing health tourism back to Anambra State instead of India and then the Middle East. That is the order of the day. Using our people in diaspora and also our talented doctors and medical practitioners from our extraction and also from Nigeria. We want to make Anambra State a destination heaven. We want to look at how we are going to partner with Chinese Canton Fair and then make Anambra State where we can have a 30 days in every quarter, day-to-day Canton Fair, where exhibitions, where we can bring in people from different countries. So it's just going to be, first and foremost, the commercially inclined governances. I hate to speak elaborately because everyone is trying to copy me. Everyone is trying to, but I'm sure you must have interviewed people. You can also see where I'm coming from. We want to look at the security. We want to also not only to demonstrate transparency and effectiveness in securing our state, but we want to also create a model that other states will copy in Nigeria. We want to be connected. We want our youth to get connected. We want to, what I call KGB style, tie our state with communication gadgets. We want to have a real biometric structure in Anambra State that will enable everybody in Anambra State to be biometrically captured. And then while we are doing while we are taking care of the economy, we look at the security, and then we make every vigilante, every youth, that will want to be involved in securing our states, and then reduce drastically what the government is collecting today in security. Because if every developed state in the world can be using walkie-talkie, and even if private businessmen, private politicians use this walkie-talkie to communicate, why wouldn't a state have that kind of system where everybody, every 10 meters is known? What happens in the next 10 meters is known by everyone in the community, and then it's just about training. So we are trying to bring a kind of, using technology, very cheap technology, reduce close to 70% of what they currently presently collecting on security votes, and then use that, into developing our state. We want to, I belong to this generation, and then I have never been lacking back in every endeavor I have taken upon since I know myself as an adult. I have never engaged in any venture and come second or even come behind. So I am going into this, having invested so much with politicians in the last 10, 15 years, and then we have not been able to see the light of the day from my investment, from my support. Like I said, I have never been engaged up to date, up till this moment I'm in this studio, in any contract with any government, in any contract with states, local government. But I have invested a lot in installing, in supporting so many successive and past government of different states in Nigeria. But, sometimes you invest, sometimes you support, you give politicians, and then I decided to come and leave my noble practice, my noble business, to come into this murky water called politics in order to save my generation. So I am here on a different trajectory. I am in all contestants. I'm most probably the only real core investor in Anambra State. So if you go to Anambra State today, you will see my investment running into billions of naira. So I want to protect it. We have leaders who have no investment in Anambra State, who comes in here to talk, to speak grammar, and at the end of the day, it ends up of copying. So the Anambrans know the truth. It is only the election that will determine the truth of what I'm saying. So I may also be boasting, and that's why I decline. I know that I sought for this interview, and then I want to focus in giving my people something that my name will be remembered for. If you go to Anambra today, you see legacy projects that will outlive the next three generations of mine. You know, a state of 30 years have no befitting standard stadium. I have FIFA and CAF accredited stadium in Anambra State where we have played international match. I am the only one that have done such a thing in the whole of this country. So it is in Anambra State. If you go there, it is a legacy project. That is above 8 billion naira investment. No indebtedness, no nothing, just for my people. We go and look at what we have done in other sectors. We are building a 5-story, probably the tallest media house in our media center in Anambra State with close to 600 employments. You know, we have a printing press in Anambra State. We have a TV station that is coming up, Authority TV. We have media radio stations, 2 radio stations. We have a recording studio, and we are investing in people. We have a clothing factory. We have so many things that will make us to make Anambra State to believe that we are real. We are not portfolio politicians. We are not politicians. If any politician wants to come into Anambra, let him put in a mark that he loves Anambra State. Let him put in a mark of his involvement. I'm not saying that everybody must be a wealthy person, but there is, there are people that are good in talking, but when you go to the back, you find that it's empty. So that is why in Anambra State we have an acronym that says Gosim Kamfunanya. Gosim Kamfunanya means show me, let me see. It's not about talking. And I have my own. That's my own lineup of campaign, and everybody, like I said, there's no monopoly of wisdom. Everybody is marshalling out his own strategy, and like I said, I have done 21 local government tours in 10 days. Nobody can do it. I have gone to America, and somebody was asking me, I said, okay, if she says to become a politician, I will tell her certain things. Why am I a senator from a relatively unknown party? Why did I emerge victoriously? Why did I beat all this top? I beat PDP to second, APC to 4th position, ABGA to 3rd position, and it's not contestable, So, and that was just within 3 weeks of joining my party. And why is it that I'm standing with the party? Because the people are standing by me. Because the people are standing by me. If they are not standing by me as a senator, maybe I would have probably defected. I would have probably defected to any of this political party. But also I have my own ideology. I have my ideology of a new Nigeria as well. So, and I believe in YPP, and it is a party of the youths. It is the only party today that has a clear roadmap on how to change Nigeria. So YPP is the game.
Well, Senator, 2 quick things. I like that line about everybody trying to copy you in Anambra State. I think you should be happy about that. Oscar Wilde, 19th century Irish poet and playwright, said that imitation.
No, I'm not happy because I said, I'm not happy because, sorry.
No, I was going to quote Oscar Wilde for you.
I'm not happy because I said, sorry sir, I'm not happy because, when they look at my manifesto, I said, I'm the first person that said we're going to have 6 months. In 6 months, we are going to have a local government election. And everybody's talking about a local government election. And when we come to dynamics, analysis of how do you sustain a viable local government election in Anambra State, you find them falling behind because they don't even look at it. These are things that we have studied over the last 8 years and prepared ourselves for this election. So, and then you look at my campaign, you can see how colorful. We are well prepared. We are well prepared. Unfortunately, the only regret we are having is that because of the unknown gun activities, and we also care about our people. We don't want to put them in danger. We are not really able to marshal a vigorous, rigid campaign, to the wards, because that is we are king of grassroots. But we have also marshaled another strategy, which I don't think I need to reveal here, how to rejig and then continue. And that's why sometimes you may not see activities, but we are working, and everybody knows what we are doing. The most important thing is on the day you will see results.
Okay, I was going to quote Oscar Wilde, who said imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity pays to greatness. Oscar Wilde, 19th century poet and playwright. So if people are copying you, I think it's a form of compliment. But two things. Earlier on, you talked about Koskaris and Cosmas Maduka. People have sent, messages on WhatsApp and on SMS saying that, no, that maybe you have not really told the full story in that regard. What they're saying, and I think it's important to correct, to clarify it, is that Mr. Maduka guaranteed the loan that you took from Access Bank, and then when you defaulted, his shares ended up being converted. I think you need to clarify that. But the question that I want to ask is the role of religion. The role of religion in Anambra politics. We hear that you ask bogus question, Ruben. I know you have been looking for me. You ask bogus question. So allow me to finish one. Okay. You go to the next. I'm ready to give you 2 hours. I'm ready to give you 2 hours, and I know you need me. And you must be very proud of Arise TV, because really, I want to face what I'm doing. I'm determined doing what I'm doing. But let me just come back to Koskaris. First and foremost, I have a lot of respect for Koskaris, who is my elder brother. And I told him from day one that some people were out to outsmart him. He never believed me. So you can go back to federal government of Nigeria and ask, did they pay me that subsidy? That somebody was claiming that it was wrong, all this, raising all sorts of questions. When I noticed that a company called Saatchi & Saatchi was involved in publication of interviews from Koskaris through this day, the parent company of this, I know something was inefficient. Capital Oil was the target. And I said it to Nigerians. Maybe they never believed me. And everything I said came to pass. I have mentioned names. Anybody can come up. You can go and ask Paul Usoro, former NBA president. He came to my lawyer's office to resolve this matter. It took me 5 hours on that day to agree. I made the first payment they need to give me, which they agreed. Eventually, there was negotiation. Before we can, I was paid 5 billion naira off for the embarrassment. And we had an agreement which they said was a non-disclosure agreement, and I've kept it for 8 years. And all this while, I'm sorry, I'm saying it, I told them they should go and then clean all these things. But for 8 years, do you understand? Can any Nigeria endure this? Understanding what went to play. For good 8 years, I kept to my own bargain. About 2 months ago, I wrote to them. I wrote Access Bank, I wrote to my uncle. I said, I'm going to disclose. So I'm not scared. I'm saying it here, and I know you people always like to twist things or bring another game. But I'm telling you, it's not disturbing my campaign. Paul Usoro and team, Paul Obianaso came to represent Access Bank, and we signed an agreement. We closed this thing, and not only that, AMCON paid that money. So, I mean, if government doesn't know that I have money with government, why would they pay the money? And that money was paid back by the government, and not only that, I even made more money. So the truth about it is this: there was issue, there was same lawyers in London that did the trial of Intercontinental Bank came, but they got a brick wall.
gotten a worldwide freezing injunction, and at the same time resolving this issue, withdrawing the cases in 5 countries, which was instituted by them. I don't know, maybe I'm a Superman or I'm a magician, but one with God is majority. I don't talk so much, but I'm a very careful person. So let it be on record that I'm saying it today, and then I stand to be challenged. I stand to be, anybody that can dispute it, I am ready to come to clarify and also present documents to back it up. So that is it. I am also sure that he bleeded on that transaction from his acclaimed partners, but that's not my business. I was settled, and then I've closed that matter. 2 months ago, I wrote them, I'm going to disclose, because we have a non-disclosure agreement. But also in that non-disclosure agreement, it was written that anybody that will disclose must write to all the parties that signed it. And it was signed on 9th of February 2013. So I have tried, and that is it. So let's trash this, please, Ruben, and then move to the next question. If anything will come, let the reaction come from anyone that is involved, and then I can clarify, I can come with further clarification and the presentation.
All right, speaking of agreements, the peace accord is due to be signed soon by 18 candidates, yourself included. What are your thoughts on the peace accord? Yeah. And do you think that signing a peace accord, some have said they're not even worth the paper that they're signed on, quite frankly, because we've seen precedents. Presidential election, peace accord signed, but we see violence. Governorship elections, peace accords are signed, but there's violence. What's your take on that?
Very fundamental. Peace surpasses all things in this world. Very, very important that we have this accord. It helps to guide everybody. I believe everybody must, every a politician that has come to a point of being a representative of a party, a candidate, must be a man of his word and must be able to guide his followers, must be able to guide the direction of his campaign. So we have a bigger problem in Anambra State than even the individual. We don't have, yesterday I met Professor Charles Soludo in one of our reverend leader at his house, and we all shaked, and then but unfortunately I tried to tell all these politicians, because if you look at the hierarchy of all the contestants in Anambra presently, I am the leading politician among all of them. I'm a sitting senator in that race. So I always advise them to guide their media people, not to go into cheap media, cheap propaganda. You met someone somewhere, you shake hands with someone, the media group will start saying you have collapsed your structure to him, you have all these things. Doesn't matter, because for me, I don't get involved in all this propaganda. All I am focused in is my cult followers, making sure they are informed, making sure they understand what is at play, making sure they are well taken care of, and then on that election, they will be the ones, beating the drums. Others will be dancing for me. Thank you.
Well, Senator, as we begin to wrap up, I wanted to ask you a question about the role of religion in this Anambra politics. Reports out there indicate that there's some kind of tussle between Catholics and also Anglicans and persons of other denominations. I know you're a Catholic, and strategically most of the leading candidates have chosen Anglicans as their running mates. Why is religion such a cutthroat, do-or-die matter in this particular election?
Let me give you a narrative in Anambra State. We are religious people. No, you cannot take it away from even if you go to London, even if you go to England, you still see things like this. If you go to America, you still see things like this. But the truth about it is not, media is overhyping it. There is no religion in Anambra State that is into grabbing power or into, and then also I am a Catholic, but probably I must have done more to Anglicans than, let me give you a narrative. Sometimes a few years ago, I bought some Ford Ranger Jeeps from Coach Sherry's And then because I saw an Anglican priest being driven in an L300 bus, Mr. Bushi, which we call Onuazu in Mbambili. So it pained me, and then instantly I was inspired to give all bishops in Anambra State a brand new jeep, because I believe that they are probably better. They need jeep more than us, more than even us, because of the responsibility, how responsibility they have. And then, but I never knew the Anglican bishops were more than the Catholic bishops, you know, and that is the structure. So then I gave 8 Anglican bishops brand new jeep Ford Ranger, and then Catholic were 3 then. You know, and then also I gave the Bishop of Enugu, Bishop Chukuma, and Bishop, the Anglican Primate, Nicholas Oko. I'm not doing it then for political reasons. I did it because God inspired me to give it to them. But I gave more to Anglican than even the Catholic, and I'm a Catholic. I paid 60 million, which no politicians up to date have done for Anglican Church, by buying back Anglican Cathedral of Oka from the Anglican bishop in Oka. So I bought, he made a request that they're about losing their cathedral, and they needed 60 million naira to pay the indigenes of Oka, you know. And then I gave this check, 1 bullet check, you know, for this. So I did this, and then during the time I was doing a lot of empowerment, I do it, I share it. So anybody that is coming to say Catholic, Anglican, today, probably also I'm building the only Catholic cathedral in Nigeria, or probably the second in West Africa. That is Catholic Cathedral in my diocese. So it is about what you do, and then when the vote comes, or for example, today I'm a politician, and the people will come and say, oh, this is the man that built cathedral for us. This is the man that bought Anglican back from us. This is the man that gave my bishop vehicle. So, and then people will twist it as if it's and then they start giving narrative from religious politics. Yes, there are 2 predominantly churches in with the Pentecostal. So sometimes you try to, if you have Anglican, he will go and pick Catholic deputy. You have a Catholic candidate, he will go and pick Anglican. It works this way so that everybody will have a sense of belonging. But I don't think the story behind the religious politics, I don't think is true. It is only on the leader. It is only on the leader, because sometimes you don't give openly. But sometimes some of these leaders, you see them bringing check 400 million naira to a Catholic, they will give 100 million naira or 150 million to Anglican. And when you do these things, you do it for political reasons. Because if you're not doing it for political reason, let me tell you, when I gave jeeps to all the bishops, I never gave 1 jeep to any of them. I gave it to people to give them. One day I met the bishop of, I was in Asaba Airport. Somebody called me and said, a bishop wants to see me. I said, okay, I went there. He said, he introduced himself as Bishop Owen, the Anglican Bishop of Onitsha Diocese. I said, oh, this vehicle I'm sitting on was given to me by you. I don't know him. Up till date, up till today, I have not come to any of these bishops to say, oh, I want to take a picture, I want to do this, I want to do this. And you can probably might not even see a picture of, but you see, God blesses one because of what you give. Benevolence, one's benevolence, not because you open. So sometimes it is the politicians or some of these past governors that has putting us into this kind of quagmire where people will be thinking that if you are giving, you support people, you don't need to make it open. And even if you want to make it open, make it even, because we worship the same God. So that is it, sir.
Right, Senator, very briefly as we round up the interview, what are you and your party, YPP, doing to address the threat of voter apathy in the forthcoming elections? Do you think that people will be encouraged to come out? It's doubtful. What are you doing to ensure that they do?
You can see I'm a frontliner. I'm the only politician that is working hard to address, the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, Nnamdi, so that I can also have opportunity of talking to him, maybe getting him to talk to his lawyers, getting him to talk to his people to look into the issues, because election is a constitutional issue. And then if really if anybody love our people, they shouldn't be saying there is no election, because it doesn't really help, you know, our people. If there is no election, there will be voter apathy, and somebody might come in and then do something that might not all go well. So we are still talking, and like I said, Indigenous people of Biafra, they are a very big force, because most of them are not even in Nigeria. So, and then they have their way with the media, and the people are listening to them. So it's either you agree or you don't agree with me, but that is the truth. And that is why I have dedicated myself to see how we can bring in and profile a political situation that is pure. Do you understand me? Nobody, even any leader in this country that is saying no, we shouldn't get involved in this issue, even in war. Even in war talk countries, at the end of the day, you know, it's all resolved in the round table. So let's not, while we are going through the court proceedings are going through, which is also a constitutional issue, let us also deploy a political solution to it. And then that is my own take on the way I am addressing. But I'm talking to my followers, telling them to make sure that they will go and vote on that day. And thank God we will have a presence of serious. I heard they are sending 34,000 police forces in our place, and we will let the people know that they should go out in mass and vote.
Well, on that note,
at the same time, pleading with our people, pleading with the IPOBs, and then also all the stakeholders to give peace a chance.
Well, on that note, we wish you all the best, and we'd like to thank you very much for joining us today on The Morning Show.